People accidentally donate thousands of dollars every day, and you're about to find out how you can put this money in your pocket. Goodwill and Salvation Army always have discount days, as you see. It's called color tag discount. If you sign up for their promotions, you can even get extra discounts on top of the discounts, and Savers and Salvation Army even sends you coupons. There's also the Goodwill Clearance Center, aka the bins, where you can get things by the pound, and if you're up for literal digging, your return on investment is really good. If you're a new reseller, I would suggest to have some kind of a plan when you decide to go thrifting. Start with the new racks first. You can see them at the side of the aisle. Then I like to check the accessories. They're small, easy to store, and sometimes have a better return on investment. When buying shoes, make sure they're clean, have no flaws, especially bend the shoes to make sure the sole is not damaged. When I'm going through the jeans, I first look at the brand and then the style. A clever way to go through it fast is to look at the buttons and brand tag, and then at the style. Of course, look at the interior at the crotch, at front for any stretch signs, and at the hem for damage or any alteration. I don't want to gross you out, but reselling should be easy and fun, so please check your items thoroughly so you don't have to deal with this. Of course, I don't have to tell you to check for stains. It depends on what kind of business model you want to follow, but when you are thrifting for tops or dresses, new with tags doesn't mean much. I would rather get a gently worn top or a dress, but a sought-after brand, because the reselling sites are oversaturated with generic mall brands, and you don't want your items to take forever to sell. I've been thrifting to resell for 5.5 years now, but I still overlook the occasional flaw. So look carefully for holes, broken zippers, alterations, rips, and stains. Before you check out, just find a quiet corner and go through everything. Another good tip is to check the racks by the fitting room. I found some serious gems there sometime. Don't skip the belts, accessories, wallets, hats. Those can bring in very good money. It's great to have some knowledge in the men's fashion. This is a bit unexplored. There are definitely great designer brands waiting to be found at the thrift stores. If you're just starting this side hustle, you might not be good at clothing, shoes, or accessories, but maybe you're good at reconditioning furniture. You can add your own creative spin to it and make it unique, and you can sell it locally. If you're knowledgeable about vintage pots and pans, dishes, crystals, art, electronics, you really have a great selection of everything and anything. And especially books. There are so many books. I know many people resell vintage glass, especially the kind that glows green under the UV flashlight. It's because it contains uranium. This type of glass is often called uranium glass or Vaseline glass. When UV light hits it, the uranium reacts and creates that bright neon green glow that collectors go crazy for. And one of my favorite things to hunt for is jewelry. I found rare pieces, gold, diamonds, designer pieces. If you're into jewelry, check your local estate sales, local thrift stores, and local church sales. This is an evergreen side hustle, and it could provide for you and your family if you enjoy it, learn it well, and get good at it. There are so many reselling sites you can use, and most of them are user-friendly or take just a bit of effort to learn and master it. Could you see yourself going through this rack piece by piece? Yep, you need a lot of patience to thrift, but the rewards are so satisfying. As a side note, you should always have these two things when you're thrifting: a Lysol disinfecting wipes and single-use rubber gloves. Art and collectible toys. That's another niche that can bring in big bucks, and especially easy because nowadays you have instant information at your fingertips. You can use Google Lens for checking brands, models, sold comps just by taking a picture of your find, and Google Lens will just find the information for you. If you enjoyed this video so far, please hit the like button, and I'm gonna take this time to give you a fair warning. When you're a thrifter, at some point this is not about a niche anymore. This is a matter of space. If you are not careful, it might turn into hoarding. So what's important is that you have a plan. My number one rule is don't thrift unless I sell half of what I purchased last time. Home decor is another lucrative niche, but before buying something, make sure you think of how you're going to pack it safely, because some items are fragile or odd shape and you have to plan ahead so you don't get stuck with something that's impossible to pack without damaging it. If you're a creative person and want to sell unique handmade items, you can embellish frames. The thrift stores are literally packed with frames. Etsy is especially good for selling handmade items. And let's talk about the Goodwill bins for a little bit. This is the Goodwill Clearance Center, and basically this is the last stop for everything that has not been sold in the regular Goodwill stores. From here, whatever does not sell will end up in the landfills or will be sent to a third world country. Remember what I told you about patience? You need some extra of that here. You need to be a little pushy, stand your ground, and most important, have a pair of gloves on. And just in case you're wondering if there is enough clothes for everybody, you can literally dress a whole country with just what's back here. Unfortunately, I wasn't allowed to film. Although it looks very chaotic, there is a certain strategy to it, and if you've never been to the bins, take notes. At the regular Goodwill, you just grab a cart and shop in peace, nobody's bothering you. And here are the bins. People are side by side, pulling clothes out of the pile, and everything goes so fast. A large shoulder bag is ideal. You can put your finds in the bag and dig for more. If you go early in the morning, you might be able to get a cart, and you can dump your bag in the cart when you fill it up. People are parking their cart at the side and usually covering it with something. You can find unexpected things like this bunny suit. This is funny. I found a pair of Judy blue jeans. There's a lot of toys today. There are also a few bins with shoes, but unfortunately they're all thrown in and mismatched, and I could not find a pair for neither one of these. Thrifting at the bins is great for volume sellers. You can get 3 or 4 pieces for $2 and resell it for less than the competition and still make profit. The only problem is this is a long waiting game. You need to master listing your finds, use keywords, and take excellent pictures. But that's another video for another day. Please like and follow, and don't forget to watch my reselling tips playlist.